Tony Jones is a missionary that lives and works in Grand Guave, Haiti, about 60 kilometers west of Port-au-Prince. While I was with him for 2 weeks, he showed me the people he interacts with and works with on a daily basis. And he took me to the places where he meets those people. One of those places is Tea Party, or Small Paradise.
This is our Seeds of Hope feeding program. So 3 days a week, Monday, Thursday, and Friday, we feed the people in this area called Tea Party. It's one of the poorer areas of Grand Guave.
Yeah.
And so we tend to work with, the most needy.
Now, are you just giving this food away?
No. The biggest mistake us mission groups and NGOs have made is we've just given them handouts, so they expect it now. We've probably created one of the largest begging societies I've seen.
We heard there was an organization paying locals food and money to clean up the rubble left after the earthquake. So we went in search of this work crew to see what we could find. And we found them. They're easy enough to spot. They wear yellow shirts and yellow hats. And they're shoveling garbage and rubble into wheelbarrows, carting it away. But we also found evidence of that society of beggars that Tony spoke of. As we were leaving, Nick literally had to pull his pockets out and say, "Poche me vide." My pockets are empty. I've heard so many stories of people struggling to get food every day. As I walked through this full market, I wondered, why can't they get that food? And I was reminded of Nono. Nono used to sell shoes in the market. But since the earthquake, so many aid organizations have been giving away free shoes that Nono is now out of work and can't support himself with that shoe sales business anymore.
So we're here in the mountain region called Corneon in Grand Guave. There's about 113,000 people that live in the mountains. 4,000 live in the city. So this is one of the families you're supporting when you buy More Than Coffee or Beans of Hope coffee in Canada. Here we are. We're up at the top of the mountain at the school Seeds of Hope supports. And so every time you buy a bag of coffee, these are the kids that are getting to go to school. One bag at a time.
Sitting here taking a break. We climbed the mountain. We're on our way back down. And as I sit here, it kind of occurred to me that how hard some of the people's existences here are. We've taken a moped up about 30 minutes up the mountain, then we switched over to a mule. And then the last bit we walked. But there are people that every Wednesday and every Saturday, they walk barefoot, loaded to the brim with goods and supplies that they're going to sell in the market. It takes them about 8 hours to walk down and 8 hours to walk back up. It's just amazing to think what some people have to do just to eke out an existence.
A pattern has developed in Haiti as more and more people expect to be handed free food and free clothes from mission groups and aid organizations, so much that the people of Haiti have become prisoners of aid. We met another missionary by the name of David Stockland, and he shared with us his experience and how humanitarian aid is a business, and there is a lot of money to be made if the right image is put out.
But if you just tell them about feeding orphans, they will respond. But orphanages. How many groups come over? Young people. We want to go to an orphanage. We want to go over to an orphanage, and they want to. And I go to these orphanages. If I set up an appointment, they have the kids in their Sunday best. They come out and they sing songs. But I go to the orphanage. I know one that did that. I just wanted to come and see the orphanage. They wanted an appointment. They had lined all the kids up. But then I went back later when they didn't know I was coming, and the kids were mistreated, and it was dirty and messy, and anyway.
We had heard that Haiti had been declared a voodoo nation, and we wanted to know how much of an influence did voodoo have on the day-to-day life of people.
We can't ask the question, does voodoo have a real influence? It does. That's a fact.
After we heard this, we wanted to speak to a voodoo priest and find out from him what the impact and influence of voodoo is in Haiti.
So the pastor come by the night while people cannot see them. The pastor come by the night, while people would not see them, and they come to do this house. Like
Are these Christian pastors?
Christian pastors.
What does he think about Christian priests or Christian pastors that come to him for help? What does he
Qui
think?
sont passés de ce qu'un pasteur vient la cao, sont passés de ça.
Non, m pa panse, m panse pou l'rale moun pou l'eglise.
Nous sommes passés de ça ou même, comme on regarde et puis un pasteur vient la cao.
Sa m panse de sa. Ou m panse l bezwen plis selan pou l'travay. Ou kon?
That means he doesn't give the value of God. That means he doesn't know who God is. If I am a good priest and you come to my house to work and you know God has more power than me, and you come to my house, it's like you don't take God for nothing.
Ale di l pa kwa nan bon Dieu.
You don't believe in God.
Haiti really struck me as a land full of contrast. The physical contrast from beautiful oceans to beaches filled with plastic bottles, beautiful mountain landscapes down to rivers that looked like landfills. In fact, I sometimes call Haiti the most beautiful landfill on earth. And the spiritual contrast of Jesus praised in the streets and pastors visiting witch doctors to increase the size of their congregation. The answer is beyond just the physical needs of food and clothing and shelter, but for the change of heart, the spiritual change that Jesus Christ brings.
Well, first of all, if you were thinking about coming to Haiti, and many people do on short-term mission trips, understand that change comes slowly here. Spiritual change comes slower than in America, but it's very difficult to see conversions here. It's very easy to see decisions. You see my quotes here? People come over here on a 1 week, 2 week mission trip. They'll do like others, and do you want to get saved? Do you want to go to heaven? Raise your hand. They'll say, oh man, we were there 8 days. We saw 450 decisions. We started 2 churches. What they don't know is another group comes the next week. The same 450 raise their hand. They start 2 other churches, and a year later, those first 2 churches, they aren't even in existence anymore. And people will say, Pastor Dave, the Haitians are really hungry for the gospel. I said, no, they aren't. I said, they're hungry for hope. And the gospel gives them hope, but cults give them hope, and other organizations give them, they'll respond to anything that gives them hope. And I said, the gospel does that, but you can't say they're hungry for the gospel. They're hungry to have hope because they're like a helpless, hopeless people. The whole situation of their history, they just, all I can do is try to exist day to day because there's nothing I can do. Nothing is ever going to change. I can just pray that God will help me get by day.